Good day. Today, I am going to discuss about the characteristic of the 21st century assessment. The following 8 characteristics of 21st century assessment are essential guide for preparation of assessment activities by educators. It is necessary to refer to this characteristic to ensure that the learners are being assessed toward the skills and demand of the 21st century. The first characteristic of 21st century assessment is responsive. Visible performance-based work as a result of assessment generates data that inform curriculum and instruction. Example, you discuss about literature and some literary works. To know if the class understood the lesson, you give them a formative assessment. In a one-half sheets of paper, the student will answer the question, and the answer would be like, how does literature mirror your life? And what literary work that mirror your life? If the student will be able to reflect themselves into the lesson, that means they understood. Next, flexible. Assessment need to be adaptable to student settings. Rather than the identical approach that works in traditional assessment, 21st century approaches are more versatile. Example, let your student have a survey on their multiple intelligences. Then group them in according to their intelligences and let them have a creative presentation. The next one is integrated. Assessment are to be incorporated in day-to-day practice rather than as a add-ons at the end of instruction or during a single specified week of the school calendar. Example, give your student an assessment from time to time since assessments are not just given at the end of the lesson. You can give your student a formative assessment rather than just giving them a summative assessment. Formative assessment, the student does not need to be graded unlike summative assessment. Next, informative. The desired 21st century goals and objectives are clearly stated and explicitly taught. Students display their range of emerging knowledge and skills. Exemplar routinely guides students towards achievement of targets. Example, before you start your class, see to it that your students are aware of the goals and objectives. With that, your student will be guided with your achievements. Next, multiple methods. An assessment continuum that is include a spectrum of strategies is the norm. Example, your student have a different intelligences. See to it that you don't focus only one way of assessing their learning, but in multiple ways. Next characteristic of 21st century assessment is communicated. Communication of assessment data is clear and transparent for all stakeholders. Example, let your students keep track of their progress by returning their papers or evaluation sheets. And also, make sure that you inform the parents to be aware of their children's achievements. Next one is technically sound. Adjustment and accommodation are made in the assessment process to meet the student's needs and fairness. The example is, when giving assessment, make sure that your assessments are valid and reliable. And support comparison since your students have a different intelligences, beliefs, gender, and socioeconomic groups. The last one is systemic. 21st century assessment is part of a comprehensive and well-aligned assessment system that is balanced and inclusive of all students, constituents, and stakeholders and designed to support improvement at all levels. The example is, nowadays, changes are inevitable. So, make sure that you are able to identify the needs of your students and the community. With that, you will be able to develop your student to become a globally competitive individual. So those are the 8 characteristics of the 21st century assessment. Thank you. I hope you've learned something from this topic today. I am Riza Daria, signing off. Thank you.